I was making 6 figures, but I was spending 7. I was out of control financially because every 2 weeks, because I was making so much money, now I still kind of money cancer make, I wasn't making a dime. But then 6 figures back in the 90s, I had a company car, I was a pharmaceutical sales rep. I was rolling. My kids now had 1 pair of eyes, 2. My kids, blue and whatever, the brown, whatever. That was me. I was out of control. I was in the house. Now, you would never have talked to me about this business because when I came out, you wouldn't know I was out of control. Everything looked good because I put the mask on. Anybody ever put the mask on?
Oh, yeah.
And go in the house at night and wonder who gonna get paid. Y'all know Peter and Paul? Anybody know Peter and Paul?
Yeah.
They lived with me. Anybody else? Did I send them to your house from time to time? Every single day I came home. Peter here, Paul. I came home one day. I swear everything like this, fighting each other. I said, y'all fighting for? Neither one of y'all getting paid this week. Y'all have to help each other. I hear what my global director, Benita Lee, she talks about Christmas at her house was so sad. Not my house. All people said was the gas company. We were going to have Christmas, and we worry about that next year. But my finances out of control, and nobody can relate to my story, right? Y'all front, that's why I'm calling Pittsburgh. But y'all front in Pittsburgh. But I wasn't paying no bills in December because my kids needed to have something to try. I had to take pictures of this and put up. You relating to my story? So I'm going along and I'm getting it done because I'm fooling everybody but myself. I'm tossing and turning at night because I don't know what's getting paid this month. And I didn't have a whole lot of bills. I didn't have a car note, didn't have insurance. I was out of control. Then something happened that changed the course of my life. Everything went south. I got sick, unexpected. Now here's the deal. I wasn't diagnosed with diabetes like most people. I didn't have any problems with my high blood pressure. I went to the doctor because I couldn't focus. I was crying all the time. I was a pharmaceutical rep. I was falling asleep in the parking lots. I hated my job all of a sudden. I hated my life. Everything went crazy. I went to the doctor finally because I didn't feel right and left with a prescription for Prozac. Yes, baby. 15 years. And some of my friends here can tell you, I cycled in and out of some of the worst depression. Anybody ever know anybody suffer from depression? Yes. Oh, it's real, baby. But the world didn't want to talk about it. So not only was I depressed, I went from being the it girl that everybody thought had going on to a girl who couldn't get her head up off the pillow, who no longer could keep a job because I was playing every disability game that you can imagine. Anybody know this game? You get so sick, I went out, I had to go out for 6 weeks, come back. My whole career went down the drain. I went from earning over $100,000, but I could barely command $40,000 to $50,000 a year. Ooh. Y'all know what that's like? Anybody gets sick and their whole life changed? Don't be sad, y'all gets better. Everybody, let's sing kumbaya. You understand what I'm talking about? You ever know somebody who's just rolling? Anybody know anybody on dialysis? Yep. Can you work and be on dialysis? No. Can you work and have injectable antibiotics? That sickness changed my life. And on top of that, it was mental illness. It was mental illness. I couldn't go tell people I was mentally ill. I was 302 twice. Wow. Look at Carla, poor Carla. Want to have a word of prayer? I was 302. I was 302 twice, and at the time I was so mad at my family, but hindsight is 20/20. They didn't know what else to do with me. I was so horribly sick. They didn't know what else to do with me. But here's the good news. During one of those up times, because my depression would come, and I would go under this thing, and then I would take the medicine, but I couldn't stand the side effects. That's why I love organic products. As soon as I level off, the side effects were so bad, I would gain weight, dry mouth, I couldn't take them, so I stopped, and then I go back down 6 weeks later, and this went on for 15 years. Me and my children still have conversations. They tell me stuff now that I didn't even know what I was doing. Wow. I didn't even know I didn't take showers for days and days and days, and I wouldn't get up off the couch, and I mean, it was all kind of stuff. At one time, I moved to the West Coast, because somebody told me it was sunnier in California. There was only one problem with California. Anybody know what it was?
Too expensive.
No, when I got off the plane, I was standing right there. I said, damn, I done followed me to California. I was like, these problems came right to California with me. I was still depressed. Anybody know you try to run from your problems and they meet you at the airport? That was me. But the beautiful thing is, during one of my up times, thank God, somebody made a phone call to me, and I'm talking to the guests now. And trust me, I came from corporate. I came from, my father told me, put your hand to the plow. I was a hard worker. The only thing that stopped me was that depression. I was always very competitive. I always wanted to be number one. I did all that. You understand what I'm saying? But I couldn't function as a depressed person. But somebody said, come out and take a look at this opportunity. And that was Amway. You ever heard of Amway? Yeah. It was 19 years ago. I took a look at Amway.
I didn't know nothing about no cleaning products. I didn't care. I'd never been involved in all that kind of stuff. All I knew was somebody told me that I could get paid the way wealthy people get paid. And you got to understand, I was in the midst of my career going downhill. So I needed a way to recover because I knew that if I stuck with the 40-40-40 plan, anybody know the 40-40-40 plan?
Yes, ma'am.
Work for 40 years of your life, for 40 hours a week, to retire on 40% of your salary and get your $40 gold-plated watch. That used to work. That don't work anymore. But somebody taught me that I could make money the way wealthy people make money. That I didn't have to trade hours for dollars. That I could make money passively and residually. And for some reason, it made sense to me. Thank God. Because I'm always surprised, Candace, when I sit in this room and people watch this and they walk away and they don't want any. I just got comfortable with the fact that this ain't for everybody. I would chase people down the hallway, go, come, no. Sit down till you get this. Because I know how important it is. But I just got comfortable because it was a waste of time. Because I know a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. I don't have time for that because I got to get where she is. Because I got people who need me to be financially successful so I can come back and help them because they don't see it. So I just thank God that He chose me, that He opened my eyes. So when I saw that residual income, who knows what residual income is? Let me tell you something. If you don't like this, if none of this makes sense to you, which I don't understand, but I'm okay with that, don't go to sleep tonight until you find some residual income. Because residual income is the kind of money that make people fight over your bones.
Right.
Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson.
That's right.
They didn't even bury James Brown for about 6 weeks, so they figured out who was going to get it. Am I right or wrong? They wouldn't even put his body in the ground until they figured out who was going to get the money every time somebody said loud that they was black and they was brown. Who want to get the money? The poor little Bobby Christina, she didn't stand a chance with so many people fighting for that residual income. That money is the kind of money that can make a Paris Hilton worth $10,000 a party. I asked my daughter's 24, I said, why is she on the billboard? She said, Mommy, people pay her to go to parties. I said, to do what? She said, to show up. She's a Hilton. Did she do anything to get that money? No, her grandfather's father left her in a position where she never has to worry about money. Anybody know Lisa Marie Presley? Everybody here believe Elvis is dead, right? Do you know they still play blue suede shoes on the country radio station? Do you know Lisa Marie Presley has no known talent, but she's one of the wealthiest ladies alive because her daddy made blue suede shoes. That's what residual income puts you in a position to leave an inheritance for your children and your children's children, as opposed to a GoFundMe to pay for the life insurance that wasn't there. Then we getting out of control. We at the point now where we want other people to pay for our funerals, we want other people to pay for our dreams. When there's opportunities like this, we come in the room that, nah, when I die, that's on them. I see so many GoFundMes for funerals, I'm like, what is going on? So that's residual. Now they're talking about passive income. And I have a good friend. We haven't been together in a long time, but I'll be seeing her soon. Her name is Oprah Winfrey. Anybody know Oprah? Let me tell you something. They said, think it and it'll come. This is what Oprah told us when we talked the last time. Okay, you know I'm crazy, so you said she didn't choice. Where did you talk to her? She didn't talk to me, but I talked to her. You all right with that? No, I'm just messing with Michael. He just got by there quiet like, you know what? Anyway, Oprah said, if I find a Dr. Phil, a Dr. Oz, a Rachel Ray, a Ayanna Vanzant, a Susie Orman, a Nate Burkus, and I teach them to take their skills and attach it to a platform. Take their skills, y'all would big miss that, Ken, I'm gonna do one more time. Take your skills and attach it to a multi-billion-dollar platform.
That's it.
Because I brought you to the table, every time you make $1, I make $1. So when Dr. Phil blew up, Dr. Oz blew up, Ayanna blew up, Rachel Ray blew up, Nate Burkus blew up, for God's sake. Nobody even knew who he was. But when Oprah endorsed him, now he's the #1 designer in the world. What's his name? Tyler Perry. They collaborated. What passive income says is that if you learn how to incorporate the efforts of other people, you buy your time back. So that's why Oprah was able, after 25 years, to walk away from the Oprah show and make more money now because she got her money working for her. Because as long as Dr. Phil's on TV, Ayala's fixing somebody's life, Rachel's cooking you something to eat, James fixing your house, Oprah can go chill with the Dalai Lama. Soul Sunday, right? Super Soul Sunday. She got soul spiritual. You know, you get your time back and your money's back, you get a better relationship with God. That's real talk. And we're right at the season where people say, what? I want this year, I want to lose weight. What else do we say?
Get healthy.
Get healthy.
Make more money.
Make more money and
Get
get
more.
We got it all. Because you're going to get the healthy here. Lose weight, get healthy.
Right.
You're going to make some money. And if you don't thank God for that money, you'll be right back here. But seriously, when money is not an issue in your life, don't you have time to focus on the things that are more important? And that's what happened for me because I started to learn how to build teams. I met a Curtis Nelson, and he introduced me to a Rick, who introduced me to a Terry and a Jerry, and together, we started doing some things to impact lives. And our company's goal is to help 100,000 families earn in excess of $1,000 a month. Now, literally, we don't make any income plans. You can do that in a week over here. $1,000 a week over here is simple. But we want to make our maximums our minimums, or minimums our maximums. If you had an extra $1,000 a month for your house, tell me right now, somebody, what would change in your house? 1,000 extra dollars in your house. Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
My location would change.
Your what?
Her zip code.
Her zip code would change.
That's what I'm talking
And
about.
that's serious. You have children?
2.
How old?
18 and 15.
So the 15-year-old still in high school? Would that mean a different high school for the 15-year-old?
No, she would be able to stay in the same school. Both towns migrated.
How important is it for you to change your zip code?
It's like the top thing.
Top thing. $1,000. She changes her zip code. Anybody else? 1,000 extra a month. What would that do in your house? One of the guests. Who's the guest today? Don't be looking to the side. I know. I can see it. You a guest?
Yeah.
What would $1,000 do in your household? Seriously.
Allow me to be there more.
Wow.
Wow.
Time freedom.
Time
Time.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
real. You have children, but you just want to be home more. You don't want to give your time to someone. You look pretty young. How old are you? You don't mind me asking. He said, get out my business. I said, 26. God knows. If I had seen this at 26, I'd be a 4-year-old
You
doing
better
that.
say that.
If I had seen this at 26, and we know timing and position is everything, but can you imagine yourself at 29, 30 with no financial problems? You know your friends, you know how they struggle. Can you imagine, can you see yourself like debt-free, like no financial problems? Can you imagine that? Look at it.
I don't even think about 30.
Candace, do you have any financial problems right now?
No, but
That's what I'm saying.
you would have checked with me this time last year. I was hiding my car in the garage.
I remember I came out the door,
Peek out the door before I even go get milk. Let me see a tow truck. I ain't leaving the house.
I called my sister because I stopped driving. This is way since I had stopped pharmaceuticals. I was in between 2 jobs. I was working for McNeil Consumer Healthcare. So I had to buy a car. I went inside. So I had to buy a car. And it was so bad. I called before I came home. They get it yet? She was like, no, it's still here. And I go home. Because I didn't want to see. Like, the day I called, she was like, they got it. I was like, I knew they was coming for it. That was normal. I mean, come on. They was coming to get what was theirs. I wasn't paying the bill. Had to get the Uggs. Well, y'all forgot. So let me tell you about how we get paid as Total Life Changes, because let me tell you something. I've been here since April of this year. I haven't even celebrated 1 year yet. We on our team have already put over 840 people in business in 1 year. Our goal as our team is to put 1,000 people in business. One family at a time. We are seeing lives transform. One family at a time. I'm seeing moms drop weight. I'm seeing children see their parents healthy for the first time. I saw kids go on vacation who had never been on vacation. Some kids are going to have the best Christmas they ever had this year because their parents just said yes to something different. Now let me tell you how we get paid. Number one, when you get on board, the first thing you have to do is select a package. You need to determine, what do you want your first experience to be? Do you want it to be Gano, NutriBurst, and I know everybody gonna get some of this, right? I haven't tried it yet, because that ain't none of y'all business. I do have intentions on trying it this year. Before the meeting is over, we're gonna have a word of prayer. This year, 2015, I got 35 days left to put this fire in my system. Y'all coming for me? I'm just First thing you do is select a package, okay? Candace told you about these products. I'm telling you, my life has been forever changed by this NutriBurst. My daughter, you know, I have a history of depression in my family. I watch my children very closely. And I noticed some traits in my young daughter who's 20 years old. And she finally admitted some things to me. She said, Mom, I just don't feel right. And I'm so afraid of depression and what it did to my life. And I know it's hereditary. I immediately put my daughter on 2 of these a day. She's a different person. My daughter's a size 0. So she was scared to use the detox. She's very small. So I said, try the Tai Chewy. And maybe it'll help you gain weight. She gained 10 pounds and she was able to detox and she looks amazing. I'm telling you, she looks like she's starting to get curvy and everything. Because she was like straight up and down. You know my father took all the strike up. We know about that. The product, but you select a package. And whatever that packet costs, that will be your entry fee into the company. So it's not just getting a packet or a packet of material. You actually, the company understands to represent these products, you have to have an experience. Right? Or you have to create an experience for someone else. So you select your package, anywhere from a $300 packet up to $1,600 packet. So your initial package you get, the first thing that happens is you get a free, everybody say free. Free website. What's Monday, y'all? Cyber Monday. I saw a news report this morning that said Black Friday did not go over as well as they had anticipated. Because we are finally able to recognize that that is a barbaric way of shopping. Nobody wants to get crushed and beat up for a TV. And we know, how many people shop online? Everybody's comfortable shopping online. Why go fight on Friday when you get the same deals on Monday on Cyber Monday? But guess what? When you sign up for this website, for this company, you get a free website anytime somebody goes to your website because you recommend the product and they order a product, the company will send you. Everybody say half. Come on. Half. Where the guys? 50%. Where they do that at? I've been in 5 network marketing companies. I haven't been able to figure out my comp plan because you got to know 2% of 1% of 3% of the 5%. They do that purposely. But this company gives you, everybody say half. 50%. So I went to the website and you had referred me as a customer and I buy $120 worth of product because I want to try the NutriBurst, I want to try the tea, and I want to try, say, the Gano. You get a check the next week for $60. Is that decent? What if you have, I have people here who have relationships with gyms. Yes. What if the gym says to you, I want to carry that tea on my shelf as well as the NutriBurst, as well as the Gano. Give me $10,000 worth of inventory. Wow. What's your check next week? Wow. You got to see this for yourself. Because we got people who will form a relationship with gyms, but I know in a minute we're going to have our product in every gym because it makes sense. They work. So everybody say half. The next way we get paid is because you're having this experience, people who you know, like, and trust are going to be watching you. They're going to see your stomach shrinking. They're going to see differences in your weight. They're going to notice you don't wear glasses anymore. And they're going to naturally say, what are you doing? And you're going to tell them what you're doing. They're going to decide to come out to a meeting like this or get on a phone call or do whatever to be exposed. And they're going to say, I want a piece of that action. I want a piece of those multi-billion-dollar industries. I want to use those products. I want to make that money. The minute they come on board, depending on the packet they select, everybody say half. The company gives you half of their starter packet. So if Candace comes on board and say, I'm an investor, and I wanted to make an investment before the end of the year, I have $1,600 to invest because you told me that investment is going to give me a $1,200 return on investment. I want that packet. I can move 150 packs of tea in one day. How many people think they can move 150 packs of tea? How many people know people who know people who know people who want this tea? I know people who have moved 80, 90, 100 packs of tea in one day. And that's one day. That's a $1,200 return on investment. So you get that packet, and Candace gets on board with me. That's a 1,500 point packet. Guess what my check is next week? $750. Who needs money for Christmas? Anybody, raise your hand if you need a couple dollars for Christmas. Everybody. Do you know you can go see one person and sign them up on the 1,600 plan? Christmas right there. Now you shouldn't be spending more than $750 on Christmas. Especially the kids. Please, y'all, don't go overboard on Christmas. We got to do better. That's a whole other seminar. But $750 for Christmas, and you can do that. Say you go out tomorrow, and you talk to somebody, and they say, what's a 1,600 packet? Candace helps you close them, I help you close them, one of the directors, executive directors here, and they get, next week your check is $750. Just for one person. Just for one person. How many people have you started up, Candace, in the business?
Almost 300.
300. Now I'm scared to say my number after that. And she is a beast who became a say half. That's half. Third way we get paid is the game changer. It is what separates us from every other network marketing company in the industry. No other company can give you this type of income. I don't care who they are, I don't care what they do. It's called 50% check match. It is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that I keep telling my team, and I said it this morning, listen, y'all can play if y'all want to. Somebody made a mistake. I said, did I tell y'all that this morning? I need tissue, my nose is running. I said, somebody made a mistake. They are paying us so much money until it doesn't make sense.
Right.
And I said, thank you, Javon, the larger this company gets, they're going to start realizing, I believe some things are going to change. I am almost scared not to move with a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Because this don't make sense. Now, what they say is if I can bring, what's your name, brother? Tom in business. And I hit the position of director. That simply means I built 2 teams. I got 1,000 points on one side, 1,000 points on the other side. All of these products have points attached to them. It just means you helped a couple people. I searched on Facebook, you want to go with director in 2 days. It's done. I mean, it's so easy because people know people know people. So I go director, Tom is on board with me. Every week, we get paid a residual income based on the points that go through our system in our team. So every time somebody orders a point or the product, points are generated. So say Tom does a $200 week based on the points that were generated in his back office, and his residual income for the week is $200. But because I'm a director and I recruited Tom, if they cut him a check for $200, they cut me a separate check for half of his check, which is $100. Now, that's a baby example. Can I talk about your business? I love having her in the room because it makes it real.
Yeah.
Yeah, come here for a second.
This is real.
Tell the story.
Little
Tell
26-year little.
Tell it.
Okay. As you guys know, I got started with no experience. You young man, 26, I really need you to hear this out. My phone call came from a man who was 26 years old at the time. Okay? So I'm considered his first generation. So everything that I make, he gets half. Okay? Just because he introduced me.
How many times he call you? Once?
He called me one time. He called me one time. And he got half. But here's what I want to tell you. You don't know who you're exposing to the business. Somebody that you talk to in the business could be the next Candace Bird Davis, or Stormy Wellington, or Kenny E. Lloyd, or Shantae Lloyd, or Lanika Scott, or Greg Scott. You'll understand these people further on. But let me tell you, when I went last week and made $8,000 on the binary, Mr. Drake didn't do anything. But he got half.
See? $4,000 check mailed to his house off her efforts.
Now that doesn't count all the people he's recruited. That's just me.
See?
But then here's another thing. This young man, last month in 33 days, made $73,000 because he took the opportunity to expose certain people who expose people who expose people who expose people, and he kept getting check matches. Now, I'm just his first generation because I joined him in business. But those people that are almost 300 people that I brought in business, as a global director, Mr. Drake now gets a check match on the 300 people that I brought in business, and I'm just one person. So if he brought in 100 people himself, he gets 50%. Then he gets 50% on all the thousands of people that they brought in. So this man's 27 years old and made $73,000 in 33 days.
Wow.
How many execs? We're going to clap in a minute. How many execs do you have personal sponsored?
Personal sponsored, I have 8 or 9
What's
persons.
the average income of an exec, a qualified exec?
Qualified exec average income is about $1,500
A week.
a week.
And you have how many?
I have 8 or 9.
So let's say, let's do the math easy. Say they make 1,000 and she got 9, and that's $9,000 on her second level. Not only does he get paid 50% of the 9,000, 8,000 she made for the week, so that's 4 for him, and then he gets 50% of the 9,000 they made, that's another 4, and he didn't even have to make a phone call. He made one phone call to this powerhouse, and you don't know who's the next one, and he's making that kind of money. Ridiculousness. Everybody say ridiculousness.
Ridiculousness.
Everybody say game changer.
Game changer.
I'm gonna tell you something. Anybody here who's a guest been in network marketing before? Anybody had a prior network marketing experience with another company? Let me tell you, we have all the companies shaking in their boots.
Yes, we do.
I get on some calls because I'm an industry follower, and every company in the industry is talking about total life changes right now because our compensation plan just does not make sense.
They can't touch it.
They can't touch the comp plan, and that's only 3 to 5 ways we get paid. So let me just reiterate: 50% on your what kind of website? Free website. So anytime you drive business through your website for these products that we saw work, that we know work, we have documentation. Everybody say documentation.
Documentation
Means conversation.
Conversation.
We don't make medical claims or income claims, but we got testimonies that take you from here to Georgia and back. We got enough people, when too many people are saying one thing, you can't deny it.
Right.
When you can look at Candace, when you can look at the people in this room, when you can look at Dori Ray, who was 232 pounds. Now, I ate a lot over the last couple of days. I'm not as snatched as Candace, but I'm snatched by God still. She had less to snatch than me, boy. That's back, baby. I'll tell y'all something else. I'm going to keep that private. I want Kurt to invite me back, but the deal is, where else can you go and have this kind of fun, work with these wonderful people, travel the country, have these amazing products attached to you, be able to build your bank account, get healthy, and help other people? Tell me if they do that on your job. Where else can you go? Does somebody have an alternative plan to what we do? If not this, then what?
Right.
If not now, then when? Today is November 28th. 2015. In less than a month, we'll be dropping the ball in New York City, and everybody's going to be in reflection mode. Everybody's going to be wondering, why did I make this much money? How can I make more next year? Why don't I feel good? How can I feel better next year? Why I don't have any time? Why can't I spend time with my children? And they make some decisions. This is the only time of year they write them down. This is the best time to recruit people. People are so reflective right now, and they're spending money they don't have. So they're very concerned about their finances. I know where I was around December. I had 2 daughters who had to have a nice Christmas. That was so important because I had nice Christmases. So I had to continue that tradition for my kids. But I was killing my finances. I mean, just out of coming. Anybody y'all have to admit it. I'll just admit it. Out of control financially. Just spending money because I had it. Bills got paid after I went shopping. Anybody? I'm better than y'all. So when the sickness came along, I wasn't prepared for that because I didn't have no nest egg. I'm being so transparent. I lost my first house in foreclosure because I was just a young girl with 2 kids who didn't know anything. My parents didn't know anything about anything. They just didn't have that kind of experience. They couldn't teach me what I needed to know. Because they come from they come from North Philadelphia where they barely got out of high school. So my father couldn't tell me what to do. My mother was worse than me at spending. My father said, if one more, that was when Home Shopping Channel, what